Good morning, good evening. Oh, why can't I hear myself? Oh, yeah, I know why. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whatever it is on your time, and welcome to the stream. Hello, Seth. Congratulations on claiming your plastic chair. I hope you're having a good day today. And I hope you've been purged of all ill humors. As you can see, today's today's string activity is going to be art. We're going to be drawing more Blorbos. And as you can see, I already started it. Have you noticed that I never start an art string without the sketch already done? You wanna know why? Because I do not want to start the string without having a very solid idea of what I want to do. Unfortunately, still have a pretty nasty cough. How long has it been? Like a month? What kind of cough is that? Gotta take all your respiratory system, throw it away, and buy a new one. 3 weeks? That sucks. I hope you get better in the next week, because I think this one is already out the window. Anyways, at the start of the stream, I don't know, I don't think you guys could hear it. I think that was for my ears only. But I was testing my audio. So for some reason, I have a feeling that my audio has been decaying in quality. And I don't know if it's something that I've did, but actually I don't think it is something that I've done because I don't mess with my microphone settings. Well, it could be something that I did with the microphone physically, I guess. I do scream at it a lot and I beat it up from time to time. Well, not really. But maybe it's time to buy a new microphone, because I was listening to older streams of mine, and I sounded better, I would say. At least I think so. Or it could be just that my ears are broken. Or maybe it's the way that I speak to the microphone now. Maybe... Because I feel like it's hard to make audio work for myself, because I think I usually am very soft spoken, but I also suddenly scream a lot. So I either am unheard or I'm peaking. There's no in between. I'm assuming the audio is okay at the moment. At least according to my OBS thing. I have a thing that it has a limiter on, so it's not supposed to go audio's good. Okay, thank you. But maybe it is time to buy a new microphone. I have a Blue Yeti, which is not the best thing because I feel like it echoes a lot. Especially with my empty room. I don't know if you guys know this fact about me, but I don't own a lot of things in my room. Not because I lack the ability to. It's just that I don't like owning a lot of things. All the quote-unquote decoration that I have in my room are gifts. I don't think I ever bought something to put in my room that is not like a function thing. Like I never bought something to put it here to improve the ambiance. It is all because I have my computer desk. I have a second desk on my other side for my second monitor because it my computer desk is too small for 2 monitors. I have my bed behind me, and I have a cupboard is not the word, that's for kitchens. I have like a small dresser for my clothes. And that's it. That's my entire room. I also have a few boxes in the corner that are old PC parts, which I haven't opened in a while. I hope it's not all corroded to hell, because I feel like that's just the stuff that happens around here. You don't know much about mics, always use your headset mic, and apparently that's some kind of taboo. I guess it really depends on how well you want to sound. It's just that I think for my case specifically, I am unfortunate in a weird situation that I'm too quiet and also suddenly loud, and that's very bad for microphones apparently. So back in the day, at the moment I don't think I want to mess more with audio as much as I already have. Because I hate dealing with audio. But the microphone that I have is okay, but it is not made for this situation. Like it is a table mic that you're supposed to be using to record a room and not to record a person. And that's why sometimes I sound kind of echoey. And if I start typing, you guys can hear it if I'm speaking and typing at the same time. But if I'm just typing, you guys can barely hear it because of how I set up my audio. There are tools that I can use. I already tried using the funny NVIDIA thing back in the day, but it only gave me headaches, and it would think that my voice, when I get louder, is noise instead of being my voice. So it cuts that out. Maybe it's better now, but I did hear that the NVIDIA, I don't even remember what it's called. I think it's NVIDIA Voice. I think it's just that. Works really well for some people, but it works really badly for some people. I guess it depends on what kind of voice you have. It did not work for me. But I don't know. After I stopped using my headset microphone, I did notice a big jump in quality. I think this microphone has been serving me pretty well, but I think it's time for a change. And I also want to buy new headphones, because these ones are nice, but what is it called? I forgot what the thing is called that when you put it in your ears. The stuffing, I guess? It's going bad. So the noise canceling on it, it doesn't, basically barely does anything. So if I'm listening to something, like in a voice call for example, and somebody screams, and I'm kind of close to my microphone, people can hear the scream through my microphone. Like, again, like, that's not good. And it did not used to do that. It only started doing that recently. But it's also so hard for me to find a headset, or not a headset, like a like headphones that are comfortable for me to wear, because I also wear glasses. So it needs to be comfortable for my glasses usage as well. The older one that I had back in the day that was an actual headset, I couldn't wear them with my glasses. So when I would sit on my computer, I would use contacts. Because I do wear contacts as well. Accents are hell in any automated system, yeah. That's probably why it was bad for me. It's funny because now that I think about it, like since I talked about the contact lenses, I feel like every time that I tell somebody that I wear contacts sometimes, they flinch, they like do a cringe face. It's like, oh, then they say I could never wear contacts. I would never touch my eyes like that. It's like, it's easy, just go and then it's done. I feel like back in the day, people would wear contacts all the time, but I feel like now I don't see that many people wearing them anymore. Well, of course I don't see them, because that's the point of contacts. But I mean, I haven't heard people that wear glasses saying that they also wear contacts from time to time. I guess it's because they're also kind of hard to maintain, and it could mess up with your eyes if you're not careful. There's some risk involved, but you know, it's not as hard as it looks. I do like glasses. I think my glasses are pretty, but sometimes I would wear contacts out of necessity, and not because I don't like wearing glasses. Because of my old job, I would be moving around a lot, and my head would bop up and down basically, and sometimes the glasses would get in the way. Or, especially during COVID times, wearing contacts was so good, because if you wore a mask, And then your glasses, when you're breathing, it would fog up your glasses. So during COVID times, I would always wear contacts. I would never wear my glasses. It's good. Wait, I have to mess with my microphone real quick. I wonder how... So if I do this... Okay, good. It didn't make that much noise. I was moving my microphone because I'm now assuming position to draw. Because I just realized I was... But, you know, these streams are basically just chatting with some drawing in the background. Sometimes, most of the times, I want to say, I don't even finish a drawing on stream. But anyways... I think now that I have the funds, I should probably buy a new microphone and a new headphone. Improve the stream quality a little bit. I guess as long as I'm not buying RAN, it should be fine, right? Anyways. As for this drawing here, this is kinda of another disjointed thing that I'm doing. So, I think last time that I drew on, not last time, 2 times ago, the art stream, I drew Lizard Man picking up a juniper. And I think I said that the subject of that was like, oh, Juniper doesn't like being touched by random people, but Lizard Man is fine because, you know, it's her son and all. And I wanted to draw the other side about if somebody touches her when she's not prepared. But I want to draw kind of like... What's the word that I'm looking for? It is not... Comic is not the correct thing. Because it's going to be just one page. So it would be that on the top, and then a small little panels leading up to this part, and then it would be this. But the way that I usually draw my little stories is that I draw everything else separated, and then I build the story around it, which is bad, I would say. I feel like everybody that are like a comic artist, for example, would say that's a bad idea. But, you know, that's just how my brain untangle things sometimes. And it just it's how it's gotta be. So, the reason why I didn't draw... this is supposed to be Nephilim, by the way. The reason why I didn't draw her arms is because I don't know which weapon I should give her. I should not be drawing this with yellow. Because the way that I want this drawing to be, they're gonna be pointing weapons at each other's throats. But I don't know which kind of weapon would make the most sense here. Also, I should probably draw this on the top just so we can see it better. Because I don't remember if I explained this last time when I was talking about Nephilim. But let me bring the Blorbo grid real fast. There you go. So I have their preferred weapon slash object right next to them in the grid, and Nephilim just has a bunch because she has a bracelet that she can summon 6 different weapons from it. And I have 5 listed here. And there is one more that is a secret. That's why I didn't put it in here. But she has flint sword, her old hammer, dual blades, a halberd, and a scythe. But I feel like for this short distance, a funny scythe wouldn't make sense, but it's the one I was thinking about. Because if she was to use it here, it will kind of look like this. And then should probably not draw it in green. Which color would be better to illustrate this? I'm kind of already using all the colors available to me. Maybe just a darker purple would be nice. Because it would be like this, and then this would be coming around Juniper. Like the... Like, this is just an example. This looks like more like a big sickle than an actual big scythe. Because she's edgy, and that's why she has that. You know, sickles are used for circular attacks, like a donut, and to dodge it, you get close to it. That's what Final Fantasy taught me. But anyways, I feel like this wouldn't really work, because most of her... The scythe would be getting blocked by most of her head. So it wouldn't be very clear how this is working. So I gave up on the scythe. But I feel like since she's close, the thing that would make the most sense would be the dual blades. But I don't know how she's supposed to be holding them. Because usually, if I were to draw her fighting with dual blades, it would be like mainly something like this. And then let me actually try to draw something with slightly more effort. Just a little bit more effort than not. Maybe a little bit more forward. And then she would be holding, then kinda like, for example, like this, right? Like she would be holding there down, then down and not up. But in this case, she can't really use them backhanded, I feel, because I think that would look weird. Which one is the arm? So, if she was using them backhanded, I think the arm, like the elbow, would be up, right? Let me delete this so it makes more sense. And then the blade would be coming out like this. But I feel like that would look awkward. So I don't like this idea. But I don't think she would be using, because all her other weapons are too big. Halberd, scythe, hammer, greatsword. Oh, I guess that's why the Blorbo is in a situation. So I need to figure out how I'm going to do this with this arm specifically. I could also just forget about it and just do it like this anyways. Because it's not like she's in a serious fighting situation anyways. This is more of a I'm being this person is trying to intimidate me. So I'm intimidating them back. Is basically the situation here. But neither one of them are actually going to kill the other one, if that makes sense. Oh, I love Paradise. Chapter 3 and 4 brought us so many good songs. Okay, I have decided it will be like this, and then when I actually drawing the arm for real, I'll just suffer through it. I'll also need, I think this arm needs to be a little bit more pointed downwards, because the blade is not that small. I need to give more space for the blade. So it would be more like I guess these are more like short swords because they're straight. I wasn't thinking very much when I was designing her weapons. Like, here is literally the first time that I ever put any thought of how they are supposed to look. Because, and the main reason why I added the dual blades is because I was like, she already has too many weapons that are big. She needs the weapons that are small. Maybe I should have made them curved. Not like that I can't change it anyways. I can change it right now. Would you look at that? They're now curved. Let's start actually drawing now. Let's start with Juniper first. Let's just make this very opaque. Let me grab it, Juniper, the ref sheet. I need to redraw. Wow, the playlist is really all about Undertale this time. Not Undertale, Deltarune this time around. I feel like most of the songs that I played so far were Deltarune. Oh yeah, I need to get her ref sheet. I think I want to do a redraw of all the ref sheets at some point. Because I changed my art style. Like, because I don't even use this brush anymore. I like using the fuzzy brush now. But I don't know if I want to redraw everything. We'll find out at some point, I think. I think I should at least finish drawing all of them first and then go back to the old ones, right? Wait, this is the wrong option. I need merge selected layers, thank you. I'm gonna squinchify you. You know what's funny? When I've been drawing Juniper now, at first I will draw her feet like this, but they've been slowly turning into just a rounder version of the kobold feet that I usually draw, which is like this. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not. And then usually if I draw them from the front, I draw them like this. And if it's like slightly in an angle, I add the bump on the corner. Because usually for the kobolds I just do it like very sharp. And I was like, it kinda still makes sense. So it's not the end of the world, you know. I'm just making like drawing something in a way that I'm already used to draw. You know what I want to get better at? I needed to get better at proportions. So this is a good example. Juniper is small. She's tiny. She's smaller than most of my Blorbos. Especially since I keep drawing Lizard Man, picking her up. I want to bring an image for it as an example. It's loading. It's loading. There you go. But Lizard Man is... Oh, I just realized that his... I did not finish this part of this drawing. Anyways, he is bigger than your average kobold. So I think these proportions make sense. But I have other ones that I drew. I think there's one that it was from last year's Mother's Day that I drew these two yet again. Where is it? Yeah, I feel like in this one, I made Juniper way smaller than she usually is. And I made Lizard Man's head huge. So I need to get a little bit better at properly proportioning my characters. But, you know, I feel like the way that I would fix that would be to make a height chart, which I think I started doing it, but I never finished. I think I did it. I think it was 2024. Yeah! Oh, I actually found it. So, oh, it's funny because these two drawings have never been seen by the people. So I started doing this, but I just never finished. Oh, you can see the old Blorbo grid over here. Wow, look at how much it has changed. Also, there's no Kapu here. Did I make this before Kapu existed? I think so. Yeah, because it's missing his spot back here. Wow. It's been so long. But I feel like I'll make one at some point. And look at this little fella. And this grid is gonna get bigger because I keep thinking about new things to add to the grid. There's also a few characters that I want to make that they are part of the story of a few other characters, but they're not going to be like a main one, like sorry, like these guys are. Like, because there's a few characters that if I do end up making up their backstory, like a little comic thing, they're going to be interacting with, like Juniper's old bounty hunter boss, or Sweep and Scrub's grandpa. sorry, I think I caught Set's cough. So those guys will also eventually going to be designed. And I will need to figure it out how they're gonna look like. Well, I already have an idea on how they're gonna look like, but I need to properly start drawing them and stuff and define their features instead of just being an idea in my head. You know what I need to practice drawing as well? Dragonborn. I feel like I could technically cheat and just draw a bigger version of how I draw kobolds, but I feel like that would be bad. Like, because they are different creatures. And if I just draw kobold but bigger, it's not gonna look good when one is right next to the other, right? So Dragonborn is on the menu. Maybe become a Blorbo, but I don't think so. Well, maybe, because one of the characters I was thinking about, like one of the new possible Blorbos, is going to be a City Watch member. And I was thinking, and she's going to be a bird. I already have her character plan and everything, but I don't want to bring her to life just yet, if that makes sense. Also, this does not look good. I need to erase everything and start over. Oh, I forgot the color. But then I was like, well, if she's part of the city guard, and I'm drawing a new one, a new Blorbo, I need to have an even amount of Blorbos at all times. You wanna know why? So it makes sense on the grid. I guess I could... It really depends on how I organize the grid. Because if it's organized like this, I could technically add 3 more, but it can't be 1 more. It has to be at least 2, and then I need to shuffle the grid around. If I only add 1, I don't think I can make it work like it works here. Actually, even with 3 is gonna look bad, because then I can't separate in 2 images anymore. But anyways, at first I was thinking, well, if I'm expanding the city guard in my brain, and she's gonna be a member of it, and I need 2 more Blorbos and not just the 1, I could give her a partner. And I was thinking of the partner being a Dragonborn. But I don't know if I want to do that, because in this city that most of the Blorbos live in are mostly draconic characters in there, because the mayor of the city is a actual dragon. And you know, kobolds love their dragons, so that's why there's a lot of kobolds there. But because I don't think the mayor is gonna be one of my main Blorbos. It's gonna be a character that I draw sometimes, and it's going to be used as an instrument for certain character stories and not get focus, so they wouldn't go in the grid. but this dragon would carry themselves around as a dragonborn. Because dragons can just do that. They can just, you know, true polar morph themselves into whatever. So that's why I was like, if that one reason why I want to train drawing Dragonborn is, but also why I was like, well, if I'm going to make the mayor a Dragonborn, then I don't want to have the partner being a Dragonborn as well, because then where's the variety on that? I say that, but most of my characters are kobolds. But if I'm adding a different Blorbo for variety reasons, I don't want to repeat. Do you get what I mean? The kobolds are there because I love kobolds, but you know, these guys... Wait, let me draw in a color that you can see better. Like, this, and this were added to my roster because I wanted to have more variety in my Blorbo. So it's not just kobolds. I need to make this smaller again. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble drawing the top of her head. I feel like I usually draw this so easily. I think it's because I'm trying to think about things while also doing this. Well, remember the times that I didn't have a voice and I finished drawing things extremely quick because of that? I feel like the yap brain and the drawing brain are the same brain, and they have difficulty interacting with one another. Something else that every time that I draw Juniper, I keep making her ears smaller. But she has pretty big ears. So this time around, I have her in the corner. So I can... See, I just did that. I even have her there, and I still drew the ears smaller than they're supposed to be. The girl is so ears. There we go! Now that's some ears right there. All in one swoop. There's somebody on Blue Sky that I made some Wuklamat art that I like. She's a cat girl from Final Fantasy XIV. And they put it in the description of the drawing. Why is she so ears? And from time to time, every time that I'm drawing something that plays in my head, why is she so ears? I need to redraw this, should be a little bit. Ew, do not delete that much. Okay, I think I've done the top of her head in a way that looks satisfactory. Also, I just realized... Oh, that was supposed to be in separate layers! That's why I made it a different color! How is this gonna work? She's supposed to have her her head slightly tilted up because she has a pointed object at her chin. But since she's very ears, the ears will be not be, you know. You can see the screen. I'm assuming you know what I'm talking about. I think we can just do this and it will be fine. And then I can just delete this. Right? I don't think this looks bad. Also, I drank some coffee before this stream and I'm feeling the effects. Not the poo-poo, but the pee-pee. It's funny because I've heard, well, it's a true statement. But I hear people saying that, oh yeah, I love drinking coffee because it regulates my going to the bathroom time. But that never worked for me. I feel like when I drink coffee, it doesn't give me the poops. It only gives me the peeps. After like, I don't know, an hour or so. One last thing, you got older yesterday! Old! Happy birthday, Santa. Oh, you and Voices share a birthday? That's cool. They also attacking me. I don't know anybody that shares a birthday with me. Did you eat some good cake? Or maybe a good pie? Or any interesting food in general? No? Birthdays is when you treat yourself. Should have gotten like a little thingy. Well, not that you can't get it now. At least on my birthday, I like either my mom and I are gonna bake a cake, or I order something a little bit fancier. You still sick? You can eat good food and be sick. It probably not gonna taste the same. You're gonna have that I'm sick aftertaste that happens sometimes. I don't know if you have that, but I have that. That when I'm very sick and I eat something, it changes how the food tastes, and I don't like it. It is not very high quality. No, not very cash money. It does, yeah, I feel that. There's probably like a scientific reason on why, but I don't know why. Let's throw her horns. I feel like every time that I'm drawing her horns, I need to make the brush a little bit smaller. I feel like that's too small though. Let's put it at 25. I think I made her horns a little bit too curvy, but that doesn't look bad. I need to redraw that other horn. This one hasn't changed your taste buds too much. That's good. I feel like that's the worst part because I really like. I'm a huge food fan. I like eating good food. So it makes me sad when something changes and I can't taste the food. Oh, I was like, what is this? And I forgot that the arm of Nef's arm is in a different layer. I think that makes sense now. But I think this horn needs to be down. No, this horn would be up since her head is tilting upwards. Remember one time you get sick while really depressed and is very wired to eat Indian food and taste nothing? Oh. How is that even possible? There's so many spices there. But it do be like that sometimes. Oh, Undertale Yellow. What a good game. I'm gonna be right back. I wanna go pee pee poo poo. So enjoy the fan art and the music while I'm away. I'm back, gamers. And I totally didn't just drop my earbuds and I had to go and try to fish for them for 2 minutes. We are back and in action. Your partner likes taking you out to eat, and like 6 months ago you found effectively a fast food Indian restaurant and it's amazing? That does sound yummy. I don't know about any interesting restaurants around here because I usually don't like going out to eat. And then when I order food, I either order sushi, acai, or pizza. Because those are the 3 things I like eating here. We have some very good sushi around because we have a very big fishing scene. I don't know if scene is the correct term, but we have a lot of fishermen around these parts. So the fish is fresh and good. So I highly enjoy the sushi that is made around here. Also, a lot of Japanese restaurants in my area. A lot of Japanese people in general as well, now that I think about it. They literally have like 6 different curries. I thought you said countries there for a second. Just in pots simmering all day, and you can go in and get a bowl of rice and curry in like 5 minutes. That's so cool! I wish I had a place like that around here. Did you know that I never had curry? I could probably make curry if I really wanted to though, but I don't know, I'm just lazy. I think I understand why. I've been looking at Juniper's head shape here, and I think the problem is that I'm making her hair tufts small when they're supposed to be more like this. It's a good eat. Good eat indeed. Okay, I think this looks a little bit nicer. But then, in that case, I need to increase the horn size. I hate this. I was about to sneeze, but it didn't come out. That's why I was quiet. Top tuft is a little small, but the bottom tuft needs to be twice as long. Yeah. We can do a little bit of tinkering. Enemy retreating. Oh, I also need to make my brush bigger. Oh, that is a little bit too much. Let's start from the beginning. We'll get it done. Not me drawing with nothing. I feel like that's a common problem that a lot of people has in CSP, that sometimes you just forget your colors. No. I think the problem I'm having is because I'm trying to follow the ear. I should probably delete the top part so I have more space to work with. There we go. Let's try again. No, it needs to be bigger. Bigger is better. Let's adjust. Now I think I made this too skinny. We'll get there. Art is all about shapes, you know. And I feel like I need to be more consistent on how my characters look. I have noticed that when I've been drawing some of them, they've been a little bit inconsistent. and that's no good. I think this looks a little bit better. I think I need to make these go down a little bit though. She has kind of a long face. Goodbye, enemy retreating. Oh. Oh, I need to go back to Artonelico. I'm so close from beating the first game, and then I just stopped playing it because of a lot of problems. I think this looks good enough. I think the shape of this one is a little bit incorrect. Is it fine? I'm thinking if it's fine or not. I think it should be okay. But I'm so close from beating the first one, and I really want to get to the second game. So I'll probably do that at some point next week, I hope. Oh, I did not mean to do that. We're also gonna go back to Suikoden 5. I almost said 2. Oh, speaking of Suikoden, something that I found out yesterday is that Konami has been making manga about the new game, and I didn't even know about it. So they have 2 episodes of the manga. They're calling them episodes and not chapters for some reason. And I think they're like 40 pages long each. Let me check real quick. Replying to a DM real quick because I saw it was there. So the first one is 49 pages long, and the second one is 36 pages long, and I was like, oh wow. I hate Konami as much as the next guy. But, I don't know, gamers, I'm starting to be a little bit hopeful. I know it's bad, I know that I shouldn't, because it's Konami that we're talking about, but they've been investing so much on Suikoden. Like, I'm assuming they're trying to get back into gaming, and they were like, well, we need to revive, we have so many IPs, so we gotta revive a few of them. You know, they started with, what is it called? Metal Gear. With and they remastered Metal Gear Solid 3. Which, honestly, I haven't heard anybody talking about the remake after it came out. So I'm assuming it's not bad, but also it doesn't really do anything for the game. Well, like, if you played Metal Gear Solid 3, you already know the game you like. And I feel working on a remake without Kojima is probably gonna mess up a lot of the art direction from the game. So I'm assuming the people that likes the series probably didn't even care for it. And that's why, because I don't even see people posting angrily about it. I just saw nothing. So I'm assuming that people were like, we just not gonna play the game, and then they didn't. I think I saw some people streaming the week that it came out, and then never again. And then they also remade Suikoden 1 and 2. Which, from what I've heard, the remake is pretty good. Like, people liked the redraw of the backgrounds, the new art for Suikoden 1, is made by the, I think it was made by the manga artist that made the Suikoden 3 manga, so it's good art as well. The same guy is also making the art for the new Suikoden game, so it's not gonna be bad, which is good. But yeah, I feel like they've just been trying really hard to revive their IPs. And I should, like, it should be a good thing. I think, wow. Putting high quality content of games that people used to love. Well, they still do love, but you know, the series are dead, so they're not around anymore. The games are you know what I mean. But I still don't know how to feel about it, because it's Konami and I can't trust them. But they've been trying very hard with Suikoden. I'm starting to have hope, and I feel like I shouldn't. It makes me feel bad. You've seen a little of the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake and everyone says it's just okay. It's the original game with slightly better graphics. Yeah, that's why I feel like I have no interest, because Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite Metal Gear. And I feel like the PS2 version is already perfect, so I see no reason to replay the game again. It's different case for a good remake that came out recently that I beat, from the Raiden Kuzunoha remake. Love Raiden Kuzunoha. Raiden Kuzunoha 2, my favorite SMT game. Well, it's between that and Nocturne, but it is a janky game. It is extremely janky, but I see the vision. And back then, when I was streaming the original version of Raiden Kuzunoha 1, and I'm pretty sure I said that about Raiden Kuzunoha 2 as well, I kept saying it would be really good if they made a Raiden Kuzunoha remake that plays like more like an action game, but it still has RPG elements and stuff. And you know what's fun? That's exactly what they did, and it's fun to play. They added voice acting through the entirety of the story. Every single main character in the story, even if it's like a side character that you only speak to it once, that guy is voiced because he's tied to the main story. The voice acting is great. If you're playing the Japanese voice acting, it's the same voice actors that they did for the audio drama. So everybody came back to reprise the same roles that they played in the audio drama, and I think that's good. I played with the English voices though, so I didn't get to experience that. But I think the fact that they went through the effort to rehire all the old voice actors should do this. I'm like, yes. That's how you should be making remakes. Extremely high quality remake I would even recommend over the original version. I don't think there is. I think the only downside, I would say, to the remake is that it's very easy. They made the game extremely easy, but I don't think that's that much of a big deal. I'm not a hardcore gamer. I don't take like pride into beating the game in a hard difficulty or whatever. So for me, it's fine. Like I'm just happy to replay through the story and see all these characters again, all having voices and stuff. But I wish more companies did a remake like that instead of just, you know, it's the game that you love, but now you can see the pores on the character's skin. Isn't that cool, gamers? And I'm like, no, not really. I kinda like when things... Oh, somebody's calling. Sorry. I like when games are stylized. I don't really like realism in my games. Good high quality remakes are well worth the time. Your favorite examples is Metroid Prime Remake. That just increased the graphics and added a ton of lore. That's cool. I feel like I appreciate when they make the graphics better. What I don't like is that they make the graphics more realistic. I like when it's stylized, and if they remove the style in exchange to realism, I feel it loses the sauce, and I want the sauce. Which I feel like, looking at screenshots from Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake, that's how I felt. I felt like the game lost a lot of sauce with how it looks now. Even though, because even in the PS2 era, it was like, I guess you could say that it was trying to look realistic for the time, but it still had a style, you know? And I feel like if you strive to make the game look like as real as possible, it just looks boring. It doesn't, I'm gonna say it again, it loses the sauce. I feel like recently I've been banging on my table a lot to emphasize things. I don't know how it sounds on stream, but I do that a lot in real life. It's just a fun way to talk, I guess. Trying to think of another very high quality remake that I played. Oh, the Star Ocean. Not a Star. It is. Huh? Why can I not speak anymore? The Star Ocean remake was also pretty good. I enjoyed that. I feel like they could have gone a little bit softer on the shaders that they put on the game, but the backgrounds look so pretty. I'm gonna take get a picture so you can see what I'm talking about. I think it's called the second story Star Ocean. Oh, I can just go to my library. I think that's easier. So this is how it looks like. And I like how the backgrounds look a lot, but I don't really like the shaders that they put on top of the pixel art characters. I think it looks a little bit weird. Let me see if I can get another example. Like when they're fighting here, you can see that they so they are like in a dark area, so they added like lighting to the characters, so they are, you know, there's no light in the cavern, so they look a little bit darker. And I don't know if I like that. I don't like the dynamic lighting on pixel art. I feel like they should have just put the pixel art characters, just that with no shaders whatsoever, and I feel like that would look better. Like, because this with all this balloon and stuff, not a fan. But I do like the background, because second story, I'm gonna get a screenshot for comparison. Okay, I only find pictures of the remake now. Let's instead find the second evolution instead of second story. Second Evolution is a remake of the second game, but was on the PSP. So this game was remade twice. Why can I not find any pictures? I found a very small one. So let's compare the fighting. So this is how it looked like on the PSP. I wanna find like a picture of somebody running around in like the overworld. What if I type Second Evolution PSP? Will that give me? Oh, there you go. This works. It's so small. Why are the images so small? I want big. Sorry, Glooby, the PSP had a very small screen. So this is how the maps look like on the PSP. Here's the comparison. Different towns, but it was always a 3D game with pixel art characters on top of it. So they just made the 3D look way nicer. And it's good. I enjoyed it. I think that I would say though, one problem that I had when they announced this remake, because they kinda lied about it a little bit. And I don't know how to feel about it. But they said that they're like, oh, we're remaking Second Story, guys, and it has voice acting, which the original never had. Or no, it had, but you know, the new and improved voice acting or whatever. But oh, new English voice acting, I think is what they said. But Second Evolution, which is the PSP version, had English voice acting, and they didn't record an entire new voice acting. They just got the voice acting from the PSP version, and they were trying like to sell like it was a new thing. And I was like, wow, that's kind of scummy, Square Enix. Why would you do that? The Japanese version did get new voice acting though. Not the English version. And I was just thinking, wow. Like, I don't think the PSP version had a bad voice acting or anything. I just feel like I didn't like that they were trying to trick me. But that is how it is with Square Enix, I guess. I feel like there is no gaming company that I trust. I feel like every time that I'm like, wow, this game company actually pretty banger. Not gonna be counting the indies in this. I'm talking about big AAA companies right now. And I was like, wow, this company makes good games and it's nice. And then they do the one thing, and then I was like, you can't trust anybody. I feel like recently, I think I had in my mind that Larian, like the ones that made Baldur's Gate 3 and Divinity and that kind of stuff, for me they were like the last bastion. I was like, wow, these guys are the last few good bunches of the gaming industry. And then the CEO started talking about all the AI stuff that they were going to use. Well, I'm exaggerating. They said it was using only for placeholder / concept art, and that they were not generating anything that is gonna end up in the game. But I still don't like that. And he was kind of going off on Twitter about it, like being like literally, what is the word? He was crashing out on Twitter when people started complaining about it, and I was like, oh my god. I feel like at that point I was like, well, there it is. There it is. That's why you don't trust any gaming company. So I don't know. Maybe when the Divinity 3 or whatever it's supposed to be called comes out, I will. I don't think I'll be buying it, but I will be playing it if you catch what I mean. I feel like that kind of behavior should not be. What's the word that I'm looking for? Encouraged. And I know the game is probably gonna be a huge success, and there's gonna probably sell a lot, but you know, I'll do my diligence. I know how to speak, and try not to support this kind of behavior if I know it's happening. Because honestly, it could be happening with any game that I play, and I just wouldn't know. But then at that point, I don't know. Like, I can only do as much as I know, you know? All the AI stuff, it makes me sad. But what else can you do? Hope that the bubble bursts soon. But then because now I can't buy RAM. The worst part about that, I guess I shouldn't say that. The impact on the planet is probably the worst part. And all the jobs that are being taken from people. I hope it blows off on their face soon enough. Well, not on the people losing their jobs, but on the suits up top. The rich that should be getting eaten. I need to make her ear smaller. To give more space for her eyes. Her eyes are this shape. Something that I should start doing is when I'm making my Blorbos, I should make sure that they have more striking silhouettes. Because I feel like the ones that are not kobolds, you can definitely recognize them. But I feel like most of the kobolds will not survive when the silhouette test. Like, these two make sense to have similar silhouettes because they are technically the same person. But if we take like Pip and Flint, for example, the difference is that Flint has a longer snout. Or if we get Flint and Trask, I think the Trask difference is gonna be the inverted horns, and that's it. You know what? Now that I'm looking at it, maybe not. Maybe they do have defining silhouettes. I think these two, Horsey and Pip, could maybe be confused with one another if you couldn't see their features. The only difference is that Horsey has a shorter snout, but not by a lot. Yeah, because I tried to make different snout shapes for all my dudes. But some of them have similar shapes. Like, for example, Pebble has a very small and round snout. And that's just me talking about random Blorbo stuff. I'm gonna skip the song because I don't want to hear. This one I do want to hear though. I hate drawing eyes. I feel like it's very hard to make them look good. Eyes, hands. What else? Okay, I think that looks nice. Now I need to draw her nose. That needs to be, this side is short and this side longer because it's perspective. I think this needs to be bigger. Oh, that's the wrong part of the song that I was singing. Oops. Oh, she's pogging. I don't want her to be pogging. She will be speaking, so she needs to have her mouth open. Always having, like, you know, as a big tooth haver myself, sometimes it's just hard to make sure that I have space for the mouth to be open and also for the teeth to be there, for the tooth. And we make it work. Make it white, please. Thank you. The arcading was such a good raid. Almost as good as Pandemonium. Oh, what happened to your eye? Sometimes the vectors glitch out. and makes funny things like that. Something else that I forget to draw sometimes is that her mark on this eye is kind of like a sideways heart. And not just a ball. I know, sometimes ball is easier to draw, you know. Who doesn't love drawing balls? Okay, I feel like at the moment it's starting to look nicer. I need to make her eyes smaller, I feel though. Okay, this looks good. Ooh. Something else that I'm not very consistent about is the color inside of their their mouths. I feel like I keep changing that, but I feel like also it's such a small thing that I don't think it matters. I don't think that's something that somebody would be like, the inside of that character's mouth look a little bit different than it did before. I feel like as long as it's red or whatever the character's insides are supposed to look like, I think it's probably fine. I also think that I need to make sure this is a little bit more smooth. Oh, TV World. Such a banger. I still can't believe that this song was made around the same time as Undertale and then got added into a different game 10 years after the fact. But that's just the kind of guy that Toby Fox is. Also, I felt like I spent too long drawing just Juniper's head. It has been an hour and a half. Well, to be fair, I have been yapping a lot. And that stops my ability to draw by a lot. Also, I said multiple times when I was drawing her ear that I keep making her ears smaller. I feel like this time I made her ears too big, but we're gonna keep it like that. I don't know why I was making sure that that shoulder looked correct. It is not going to be showing up. Honestly, none of this is gonna be showing up because of her big poncho. Maybe the legs will, because her hands are slightly up, so it would be lifting the poncho a little bit. I kind of want to go get more coffee. But I already drank too much coffee today, I think. I had one cup in the morning and one when I got home. Of around 100 milliliters. It should be fine. I'll be right back. It will be very quick. I'm just gonna go grab some coffee. Unless I get hit by a side quest while I get out there. But we'll see. I'll be right back. I'm back. And I've got coffee. Wait, let's go back to the break screen real fast. Just so we can look at the Blorbos for a bit. I don't know if you guys... Well, I don't know from people that have a lot of OCs. Sometimes I get through phases that I just keep drawing the same character over and over again. And I feel like I had this phase with Flint and Nene, which are the first two from the list, and later on Nephilim, because those are a trio that are connected. I had that phase with Holly, which is the Satyr that is right next to the Merfolk. I had this with Juniper, which is the one I'm currently drawing. But I had this with Pebble, which is the blue one all the way to the bottom right. But not with any of the other Blorbos. There's some of them that I have one or two drawings of. I feel like my most neglected character is either... Wait, let's go back to the screen so I can show you on the grid. I think my most neglected characters are either Tresk or Kapu. I feel like I need to draw these two more often. They've been neglected for far too long. I feel like the main problem is because most of my characters are connected to each other. Like, these three are connected. These three are connected. These two are connected. These two are connected. These two are connected. Which leaves us with... Minuet is a traveling bard, so she could be interacting with any of them at any point. Olga is not supposed to be connected with anybody. Korshin is a pirate, so she's also not supposed to be connected with anybody at the moment. Jaime is a traveling merchant, also not supposed to be connected with anybody. So Kapu and Tresk are in a weird situation because Kapu is a male person, so they could be in situations with those characters, but they don't. I feel like most of the time I don't really know how to make them interact. I was thinking of making these two connected because Lizardman and Trask have a similar power level, I guess you could say. And Trask's whole thing is that she likes fighting people, but she has a bad time gauging her opponent's strength. So she keeps challenging people way stronger than her and getting beat up. So these two would be of equal power, so they would be sparring partners at some point. But I'm not very good at drawing battle scenes, so probably that's gonna be in the back burner until I improve it. Morale will, like, this will be in the back burner until morale improves. I feel like that's a lot of the ideas that I have. I'm like, oh, this would be really cool, but first, I need to get better. And I have been practicing, so it will happen at some point. We just gotta wait. I will not draw this arm because most of it is gonna be hidden by the ear and then by the poncho, so it is not necessary to be there. Even for shapes wise, this is her low mobility arm, so it would just be like dangling on her side. It's not like she can't use it, but she doesn't have a lot of strength with it. That is, I made her a little bit too strong. I feel like I need to redraw that shoulder, but that's okay. So it follows better. Her arm. Her arm! I think a lot about the One Piece English dub, that part specifically. By the way, spoilers of 30 years ago, Shanks loses his arm trying to protect Luffy. And then Luffy goes, "Shanks, your arm!" And it sounds so funny. There is an edit that is really good as well. That is the same scene, but it's Usopp instead of Shanks. And Shanks loses his nose. Oh, Usopp loses his nose, and then Luffy's like, "Usopp, your nose!" And there's also a variant that Usopp is green. He's green, but he's green for an amazing reason. Oh, the mic fight. This is the one that doesn't have the freedom motif. I still can't believe that this random dude got a freedom motif in their song, which is a big deal in the Deltarune universe, in case you guys didn't know. Remember what I said about my bunny legs, or not legs, feet being exactly the same as my kobold feet, but I make them rounder? There you have it. I really like how I've been drawing Juniper recently. I like characters that have big feet. That are like small, but they have like a big proportions in certain areas. I think it looks very stylish. Hi, son. How are you doing today, gamer? As you can see, we're doing a little bit of a doodleage, talking about random stuff. I'm doing pretty okay. I have some good coffee, fresh coffee that I made 5 hours ago. But I have a very good thermos that it makes sure that my coffee stays fresh for a long time. Like if I make the coffee now and I drink in the morning, it will still be hot. It's incredible. It's one of the best investments that I ever made for somebody that really likes coffee. I know that I said that the feet is good when it's big, but I feel like I made it too big this time around. You should probably make that smaller. We are currently drawing Juniper and Nephilim. They had a disagreement, so they are pointing weapons at each other's throats, as you do. And we're listening to some video game music as always. I need to update the playlist. I feel like it's been a while. I think the last thing that I added were a couple of Omori songs, and that's it. I should add some Legend of Mana songs. Legend of Mana has such a good OST. I was thinking maybe I should draw Juniper's tail, but I don't think we'll be able to see it. It's funny because most of the time... Wait a second, I just realized something. Would her tail be visible in the last thing that I drew of her? I don't think so. It would be like here. Maybe it would be visible. Well, now it's too late. The drawing has already been shipped. I don't think anybody would notice that she's missing her pom-pom tail. It wouldn't be visible here because this is in the present, so she has her poncho and not her old bounty hunter outfit. Also, let me pull that drawing again. Remember what I was talking about proportions? Look how small I made her ears. I feel like I was drawing her ears too small for far too long. She needs to go back to her good long ears that is like half of her body. If you look at the reference, I am making her head way bigger than supposed to, but I think that's for the greater good because she's supposed to be very small. She's like smaller than some kobolds that I have. So it makes sense that her head is a little bit bigger in comparison to the rest of her body. I really need to draw that height chart at some point. It will happen. I don't know when. Are these all correct? Yes. We now just need to fix things. I probably need to make this area a little bit more correct because let me put here an example. Actually, I don't think so because so this would be the poncho, right? And then here it would be folding because her arm is up. So it would probably look like this. Okay, so I think it would still be, it wouldn't be exactly like this. I'm just doing this as an example. No, it would still be blocking her legs, so I think I'm safe for now. I think... Sorry, I'm visualizing at the moment. It cannot be this. I don't know if it would look like this. I don't want to listen to this song at the moment. Next. Next. There. Now that's music right there. Do 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 do. Trying to figure out because it would curve like that. Trying to see how much the poncho would be lifted up. I think I had it right on the first time. Maybe I should make her poncho longer. I could always just make it like this. I think that makes sense. Maybe a little bit longer. Okay, this makes sense. We'll make this a little bit transparent so I can see it, and we'll use that later. Because like this, we can still see her leg markings. So I should probably color that, which means I don't need to redraw the crotch area, because that would not be visible. So we're safe for now. Another extremely high quality game, Chrono Trigger. I only play bangers on this channel. Well, there were a couple of stinkers, I would say. But it's very hard for me to play a game that I dislike on stream. I think it only happened a couple of times. Trying to think what was the last game that I disliked that I played. I wanna say... Travis Strike Again was one that I did not enjoy playing it, even though I see the vision of the game. I enjoy the story and what brings to the table and what they try to do. It sucks to play though. I hated going through that. What other game that Monster Hunter Stories 2 was a game that I wouldn't even say that I disliked it. It was just not very suitable for stream, I would say. I was getting bored because of how the grinding works, and the fights took too long. Speaking of Monster Hunter Stories, you know what's funny? I was thinking of playing the Monster Hunter Stories 3 demo today, because I think it got added on Steam yesterday. And I downloaded it, and then when I got home, I was like, I don't really feel like playing Monster Hunter Stories right now. So I wanna draw, because I was drawing before stream time, and I was like, I just wanna keep drawing. You know, let's just keep drawing, gamers. But I don't know if I'm gonna play that on stream though, because I feel like Chu was kind of a letdown for me. I didn't even finish. But 3 seems to be like they're trying to do something different. So maybe. We'll see. Well, I'll play the demo and I'll keep my opinions until I've played it. I'll probably play it on stream. Maybe next week. And we'll see how I feel about it. Trying to think of another game that I played on stream and I didn't like it. Oh! There's a very cute game that... It is not a bad game, but I definitely didn't have that much fun playing it. It was a rat game. I guess a rodent game called... Was it... Let me check my Steam real quick. It is Ghost something. Was it Ghost of a Story? Ghost of a Tale. It was called. Very cute game, but I don't know. It did not vibe with me very well. I think the problem that I was having with it was this. It was just too much sneaking around and waiting for people to go away. I don't think I beat it. I'm pretty sure I didn't finish. And if I did finish, I do not remember. What other games that I played on stream that I end up not having a good time? That's an interesting topic. Let me go check my playlist on YouTube so I can see every game that I played more than once. Oh! Suikoden 4. That was another game that did not enjoy very much. Like I wouldn't say that I was having an extremely bad time, but it was definitely not what I've been warned that it was the worst Suikoden game, and yeah, I agree. Doesn't even feel that much like a Suikoden game at the end of the day. The story wasn't very interesting. It was 100 years before the first game, so it was completely detached from everything. And, well, I guess that's not even an excuse, because the fifth game is also detached from everything, and the fifth game is good. I feel like the main problem I had with 4 was the overworld with the boat and stuff, and the random encounters that were insane. I'm looking through the list. Maybe that's it. I feel like I enjoyed everything else that I played on stream. Sorry, I am still looking at the list. Wow! I only played Traverse Strikes Again 4 times on stream? I felt like it was way more. Oh, I played Donkey Kong Country on stream before. That's so fun. I actually forgot about that completely. That's fun. It's good to look back on what I've done. Honestly, not a lot of series that I played on stream. What was the thing that I played the most? Like the most amount of streams? Valkyria Chronicles 4 is pretty up there. 18 videos, which means I streamed 18 times. Does Final Fantasy 14 count? 44 videos. I guess Final Fantasy 14 is gonna win. I don't think there's any way that I played anything else more than 44 times. Wow, Suikoden 5 I haven't beaten yet, but it's already at 14 videos. Artonelico is at 17! Deltarune is at 16. Unicorn Overlord's at 16. Oh, also sorry Unicorn Overlord fans. I don't think I will be beating that on stream, now that I think about it. The main reason why I played on stream is because I wanted to go through the story again. But since No Name has been playing the game recently, I've been getting through my Unicorn Overlord fix through that. So that ends the chops. If you want to see Unicorn Overlord, go watch No Name Paladin. He streams that game every Sunday. Hold of the Lamb I streamed 15 times. Oh, Nocturne with the 19 videos? I think for its standard game... Oh, Wild Arms 3 also 19. I think for a standard game that is like a single player game that I went through the entire game, Nocturne and Wild Arms 3 are probably the ones. Yeah, they are the ones. Everything else that I'm looking at has way less videos. Well, that's what it is. That is what the price you pay of being a JRPG streamer. Oh, I've been pivoting to art more recently because, you know, I've been feeling pretty confident about my art. So I don't mind showing it off, you know? Like the process on stream. Should I do this in a different layer? Nah, it should be okay. Just draw the rest of the arm gamer. We'll draw the hand later. Hand is the bane of every artist. Okay, time to draw the poncho. Let's make the brush a little bit smaller. I never know if I don't think if I draw like this is gonna be a good shape. It needs to be like this. I don't know why I'm drawing this side. It's not gonna be showing up because of her ear. Honestly, Juniper has a lot of things on her design that hides her body. Which I guess it makes sense. Or maybe not. But it is not on purpose. Something that I need to get better at is drawing fabric. Most of my characters don't really wear much. Mostly because I don't know how to draw fabric properly. And you know, I'll get better at it at some point. Not today though. Today what you see is what you get. We'll just keep drawing lines until it looks correct. And then I'm like, oh, this is it? We have found it. Which I think this is it. And then we just do a little bit of this. And then we, oops, that's supposed to be an eraser. Then we do a little technique that I call, I don't want to put this in a different layer, so we're just gonna delete this so it looks like it's behind the ear. Same thing with this. And would you look at that? No. Let me see if I can make this make sense. Would the fabric fold like this? Is this the correct thing to do? It is now. I feel like a lot like the way that I draw things, which probably not the best if you're trying to learn how to draw properly. But something that I do a lot, it's, oh, this looks correct enough. It looks nice to me, so it's gonna stay like that. And I feel like the way that you improve at something is by trying to make sure that the things look correct when you're drawing them. Like, challenging yourself is how you improve. But, I don't know. I like just drawing things until they look nicer to me, and then I leave it at that. I have a feeling that my drawing style probably wouldn't vibe with a lot of people that I see around. Because I see, I guess striving for perfection is not the correct term. But I do see a lot of people that draw something and is like, oh, this doesn't look right. And then keeps trying to make sure that it looks how it's supposed to and how they want to look like. And I'm just like, looks good enough, ship it over. Which I guess it's also could be seen as a quality. Like I don't fuss over details a lot when I'm drawing things. At least that's how I feel. Maybe I do fuss over details more than somebody else would. But I feel like I don't really. Like, look at that. I drew the poncho. Well, the outline at least. Does it look like a fabric would fold this way? Maybe not, but you know what? That's how we do things around here. Something else that I see people, because sometimes I tell them, oh yeah, I want to try to learn how to do this, this, and that while I'm drawing. And they're like, oh, there's this very nice tutorial that would teach you how to do this. And I was like, no. Sorry. I learn things by brute forcing them until they look correct. I also feel like the way that I describe my drawing process would make some artists upset. Oh, maybe I do need to put that ear in the top layer, because I will not be deleting this part. Because it will look weird. Okay, where's the ear? There it is. Just put that on top. There we go. Now it looks correct. But I don't know. Maybe I need to give myself a little bit more credit sometimes. Because don't get me wrong, I am improving. I think if I had the diligence to actually do proper studies instead of just drawing whatever I felt like it, I would be improving faster. But at the end of the day, I don't care. Like, I feel like I am evolving on a pace that is fine for me. I don't really care about improving faster. As long as I am improving at all, that's good enough for me. And you know, drawing is all about having fun, isn't it? Also, I just realized I do have to paint the rest of this leg because it will be showing up if I keep the poncho like this. I think I drew her poncho too small. I think I need to make this bigger. But maybe it's fine because she has her arm up and that's why it looks shorter. Yeah, we'll just say that. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm like, oh, is this correct? Oh, it's probably fine. At the end of the day, I am drawing for myself. So even if somebody was like, actually, Glooby, you're supposed to be doing this and this because of this, I was like, no. Actually, I'm the artist here. I'm the one making the bunny. Oh, sorry, the jackalope. Sorry to misspecies you, Juniper. Would her tail be showing up over here because it is oops? Like, would it be like this? Oh my god. I think I would need to draw this on top of the poncho. Like, would this be correct? I don't think so. Has it been 2 hours already? I thought it was earlier. I was not supposed to be drinking coffee this late. Oh well. I don't have work tomorrow, so it's fine. Let's try changing some things about this poncho though. Oh my god, I am also grabbing her ear. I feel like if I did this, her poncho would be too long. Maybe this is the correct play. Maybe it's looking weird because her arm isn't here yet. Let's add that. Oh, I just realized because of the way that I drew the poncho, since I drew the back and the front in the same layer, I'm gonna have to do some finagling to... Oh, I got the hiccups. Oh, thank you for the water, Fire. Right on time for my hiccup. Hello, Fire. How are you doing today? Thank you for the Wawa. As you can see, we're currently drawing Juniper. You know what? I think the problem is that I just realized it. Juniper not default. Like the first time that I drew Juniper on that ref sheet, I made her legs very like thick. And now I think I only draw her with very skinny legs. And I think that's the problem because here the legs are skinny. Here, look at those legs. They were supposed to be way bigger. Should I change that? Should I make her legs bigger again? Like here, they're also not as big. I think that's the problem. Her legs needs to be bigger. Let me remove the poncho. We figured it out. We figured out what felt weird. Where did I put? Oh, there it is. We're gonna thicken them legs. Oh, hi, Ven. How are you doing today, gamer? I was talking a lot about how I feel about my drawing process. You missed it. Not kidding. Doing good. Hit the. Ooh. I just got the pee on my ears out of nowhere. That scared me. The sad Ven. Doing good. Hit the first level cap in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. I'm assuming that's what that means. Just learn you need to do like 20 missions in order to go past it. So you can unlock Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Yeah. I had the same process for Xenoverse but for me it was golden form. Because I play mostly as a Frieza race. Would it be as easy as doing this? Also, I don't remember. Did I ask how you're doing, Ven? I hope you're doing well. Like, of course I'm gonna fix this. But would it be this? I don't know. I think I need to redraw this leg. You like the Frieza characters, but Saiyans are busted? Of course they are. They're the main characters. But I don't know. I think aesthetically, I really like how the Frieza race looks like. I like their tails. They're gigantic tails. Very high quality. You're uber EP, but good. Go get some good coffee. I just drank some coffee, even though I think it is already too late for me to be drinking coffee. I didn't realize how late it was. And that's okay, because I don't have work tomorrow because it's Sunday. So I think if I stay awake a little bit, it's not gonna be a problem. I don't want to listen to this song right now. Not this one either. Not this one either. I'm just skipping songs. You know, I want to listen to Maya's theme. Where is it on my playlist? There it is. Well, you know, I know that sales are busted, but I like going for aesthetics and not for the meta. I think I need to redraw the leg. I feel like if I try to fix it like this, it's gonna look bad. How are you? I'm doing pretty okay. Mostly talking about art and stuff. I need your superpower of short sleep. If I could share it, I would. Like, I'm surprised on how well I can function with the amount of sleep that I get. Also unlock the power pole form for your Earthling. Oh, I forgot that that's what the Earthlings get. Xenoverse is such a fun game. Okay, let me get Juniper without the poncho, so I can draw her legs properly. For those that just came in, I'm trying to make an effort to make my characters more... What's the... I said the word earlier and I cannot remember what the word is. Not uniform. Consistent. I want to try being more consistent on how I draw my characters. But I also feel like I need to draw a new ref sheet for Juniper. But I'll do that at some point. I think the only... So I have... Since we're talking about Xenoverse, I have 2 characters. I have a Saiyan for Xenoverse 1. I called her Ninikyu, that means garlic in Japanese. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. To follow the naming conventions of the game. I have art of her that I made. I just gotta find where it is. I think it's here. There you go. This is art of her that I made back in the day when I would get bases online and draw vectors on top of it. I like how this came out though. You can see a few errors, but don't worry about it. I don't have art of my Frieza Race character, but he was called Hail to, you know, to follow also the Frieza Race naming conventions, because they're all based on like ice and stuff. Like we have Chilled, Cooler, and Frieza. Hello? We're back? Got a little bit of a hiccup on stream there. Are we actually back? I'm not sure. According to my phone, which I have the stream here, It is loading forever. So I don't, but OBS says that I'm connected. So are we connected or not? Let me say in chat. Am I still live? In sad face. I don't think I am. It's not showing up like here in this corner. What's going on here? Am I on limbo? It's funny because it does say I am alive? Okay. I was so confused. Like, see, this thing here where I'm floating right now, it's not updating. I think I need to refresh it. Maybe I did lose internet there for a second. Where is the chat? Chat. Found it. Refresh. Wow. Now I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna say yo. There we go. But the badges aren't showing up though. Maybe it's not my internet and it's Twitch. Do you see? Oh, now the badge is loaded. What was that? That was so weird. You're here at least, and I appreciate it. Anyways, do you remember what was the last thing that I talked about it? Because I don't. I kind of got distracted. Let's remove these legs. Okay. Round 2 on the legs. So I feel like I should probably do something like this. Right? Or maybe not. That looks weird. How am I supposed to make her legs big and still make sense? Because I feel like the way that I drew these legs, they only make sense in this direction. In this case, we have one front-facing leg and one side-facing leg. You kind of follow the name conventions. Your Namekian is named after a genre of music, like how Piccolo and his children were named after instruments. Couldn't think of anything, so just named your singing grapefruit? You could have added a little bit of flair into it. Like, because usually it is named after, I want to say vegetables, right? For Saiyans? But they're not the actual name of the vegetable. Or the legume, or whatever. Is there a Saiyan named after a fruit? I don't think so. At least I can't remember. What is Bardock supposed to be? Wait a second. I'm gonna look this up right now because I'm curious. What? Wait, which vegetable is Bardock? Oh, they have an origin of character names in the Dragon Ball Wiki. Oh my god, there's so many. So Bardock, Badaku, a pun on a Japanese root vegetable, a burdock. What is a bird dog? What is this? Oh, I've seen these before. Do people eat this? I'm gonna put it on screen. Apparently, this is a bird dog. Oh, you eat the root. Burdock root is a vegetable with antioxidants, anti-inflammatory, and possibly anti-cancer properties. Learn how to use it for skin issues, diabetes, cancer, and more. I feel like this is not a scientific thing, because I'm reading from a random website. I should probably not be doing that. Oh. Here's the Wikipedia source. This is also called a Arctium. Arctium is a genus of biennial plants commonly known as burdock family Asteraceae. I don't think I read that correctly. Native to Europe and Asia, several species have been widely introduced worldwide. Burdock's clinging properties, in addition to providing an excellent mechanism for seed dispersal, led to the invention of the hook and loop fastener. Wow, that's so cool! We learned a little bit today. Also, I'm looking at all the Saiyan names right now. And I don't think there is a fruit one. There's a tomato one. That's a fruit. Should I play on beetroot or something? Is there a Saiyan named after beetroot? Yes! There is a character called Beats already. Beatsu. He was in the Super Broly movie. Beats you. Trying to see if there's anything that isn't tomato that is a fruit. There's a bunch of them that are based on spices. There's like paprika, there's a sage, there's a sesame one. Yeah, apparently no fruit. The only one that, well, there's tomato, but you know how tomato is. What? There's a Miguel in... Who's Miguel? Miguel is Mr. Satan's wife? I didn't even know she had a name. I never even seen her. That's so funny that she's called Miguel. Oh my god, there's so many entries here. Okay, that's enough looking at Dragon Ball stuff. I'm getting too distracted. We're supposed to be trying to figure out her legs. But I do like my Dragon Ball rabbit holes. We're drawing a rabbit right now. Well, we're drawing a jackalope, but you know, adjacent. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to be drawing her legs. Does this work? Is this good? Is this peak, as the kids say? I feel like I made her butt too big. I feel like this doesn't make sense right here. Like this part. I need to fix that. Maybe if I make that part a little bit smaller, it will make sense. Not like we're gonna be seeing it anyways, because the poncho is gonna be blocking that. Didn't know she even existed outside of just having Videl. Apparently she exists. I don't know where, I didn't read the wiki. I just see that she exists, apparently. Let's do this and then put the poncho on top and see how that looks like. I don't like that. I don't think it came out well. Oh, thank you for petting Chalky. We'll figure this out. Legs. Yeah, I feel like the old way that I drew her legs is fine, but it doesn't work if I try to draw in any other position. Especially because I'm not used to be drawing bunnies. Because I usually draw very skinny legs, and her legs are not skinny in comparison to the rest of her body. What if I do this? Nah. Because I think how I drew the legs is basically like this. And then you have the feet. Oops. Like so. But this is easy to draw from the side. I'm not sure how I would draw if it was front facing. That is the crux of the problem currently. What if we just draw the side leg first? That's a big feat. Yeah, she's supposed to have thicker legs. I think I need to make sure that this doesn't look like that. Even though it's not gonna be showing up, I do want to make sense. Bum 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 bum. Luby, I don't know how you have a moments badge for my channel. Oh, that's easy to check. So you have a moments badge? Wait. What is this clip? You have this moments badge because you were watching a Final Fantasy XIV raid with my friends. We completed the final coil of the Bahamut, and you were here for that. It's from this clip. How long, ago was that? That was from 3 years ago. It's been a long time. I guess it has been a long time since the moments were even a thing. I don't really like how this looks either. It looks weird, doesn't it? Because I tried to imitate this leg, which I already imitated from somewhere else that I don't even remember where. But it would make more sense from how her body is, I guess. Because, you know, since she's a bunny, her legs kind of do this. Right? Like, pow, and then is the feet. So it would kind of look like that, right? Thought you would never get one since they're gone, but you already had one this whole time. You did! There's a couple of people in my channel that are sporting Moments badges. I think Cole has one. I think Horatio has one as well. I think that's it. I don't think anybody else has one. At least that I remember. I feel like this is gonna look weird when I add the poncho. What if I add the other side? It's Showdown, baby! That's the name of this song playing right now. On the without the baby part. It's just called Showdown. I don't know. I feel like I should just draw how I usually draw legs. I'm doing a tinkering right now. Let's remove everything and try again. I think you have a Moments badge somewhere. It's in a drawer somewhere. It's Showdown, baby. It's Sans, baby. Sans. Now this song is from Undertale Yellow. There's no Sans there. Undertale Yellow is such a good game. Let me remove this as well. So I just see the construct lines, so I can follow it better. I feel like she's slowly getting kobold feet and not bunny feet. Like I said, the way that I've been drawing her feet recently is just the way that I draw kobold feet, but I make them rounder. But yeah, I think that was the problem I was having with Juniper. I kept making her legs skinnier and skinnier when she's not supposed to have skinny legs. Because, you know, she is like a bunny, like a jackalope. Those things had big feet. For all the hopping that they do. I don't think Juniper does a lot of hopping though. I don't know how this is gonna work. I wanna be a simple shape, but I don't want it to be skinny either. Because with the way that my art style works, I can't give a lot of detail to the leg shape. But no, not a triangle, it needs to be a circle. If I make it a triangle, it becomes a kobold feet. We can't have that. Because now that I'm trying to make it less skinny, I feel like the leg is just becoming like, you know, like a straight line. And I don't think that's good. But what else would it be if it's not straight? Can it be gay? Who knows? Oh, the sneeze is coming in again. It's gone. I'm so sad. I want to sneeze. Oh! It's playing the Arcadium song again. I love this song so much. Oh, you know what? It's not on the playlist, so I'm just gonna look for it. I wanna listen to Everything Burns. Wait, duplicate this tab. Don't play the same song again. Pause this.
Never had a choice.
Never let the upswing go. The nerves got the whole world watching.
Ready, set, go, and there ain't no stopping. Only one option.
Light it up. Oh my god, this was a little bit louder than I expected. It scared me. Such a good song. Inside of me, looking at the walls around me, closing in. I think what's it gonna be? Never had a choice. Never let the upswing calm the nerves. Got a whole world watching. How decided to go. Still can't believe the song ends in Final Fantasy XIV. Light it up, let's go. 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 I'm on fire, burning brighter than anyone alive. I'll way too hot to touch, so just remember if you try. Thank you, Mr. Tom Morello, for the song.
Bones are shaking out my skin. I got tingling
In my hands.
moving like a lightning strike. I'm on tonight, so just catch me
If you can. Never had a choice. Never let the upswing calm the nerves. Got the whole world watching. Ready, set, go. Light it up. I'm on fire, burning brighter than anyone alive. I'm way too hot to touch, so just remember if you try. Does this make sense? Do and die moment, I love a distance. Think you're next. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Let me try drawing the other feet, the other leg. We gotta see it as a as a pair. I made that way too big. Burns.
Heart is pounding out my chest, the blood boils inside of me. Looking at the walls around me, closing in, I think what's it gonna be?
I think I made this other feet too big, but I think I have the right idea. Light it up. I keep making them too pointy. If I make too pointy, they become cobalt feet. These should be very round, like a banui. Everything burns.
Bones are shaking out my skin, I got tingling in my hands. Moving like a lightning strike, I'm on tonight, so just catch me if you can.
Does this make sense? Have we done it? I still feel like this one looks weird. Let me color it and put the poncho and see how that goes. Oh, would you look at that? It almost fits already. It's funny because I have a limiter on the music so it doesn't get too loud for you guys. This song is so loud that it is a solid green bar on my on my music window. Thank you for the water. I'm gonna go drinky drink. I don't know how to feel about this. Because with the way that her poncho drapes over it, her leg's always gonna be looking skinny. It looks less skinny now. Oh, the music is done. Okay, let's go back to the usual playlist. I need to fix this part though. Poncho legs. Yeah, that is one of the main problems of the poncho, I would say. Because it just looks like she doesn't have a torso. But I think it is better than it was before. Maybe we leave it like this for now. I could make the poncho longer, and I think that would make it look better. Let's try. Let's do a test. Let's do this. Wait, where's this? Of course, I'll fix it later. This is just a proof of concept. You can't see, but I'm literally have my hand over my chin, like observing and being like, is this correct? Is this the vision? Tenna, help me. I think this is the vision. I think we fixed this by both making the legs thicker and also extending the poncho. And I think she looks correct now. I will fix the poncho because I just stretched the thing. I just needed to do this shoes. See the vision, you know? Also, Vin, are you excited to talk about Blorbos? I sure am. I already do that all the time. Oh, but this means this part it's gotta go completely because this is where the arm goes. So it needs to go more towards the ear. Still haven't played Chapter 4? Insane. Chapter 4 is my favorite chapter of the game. I will not tell you why, but it goes crazy. So much lore, so many questions added. You are just wondering how you talk about your Blorbos? I've been kind of doing the same. Because something that I've been thinking is how our approach to Blorbos is how so much different. I feel like you have a lot of focus on your world. Like, I have more focus on the characters themselves than the actual world. Also, hopefully you'll be awake enough to talk. I did say we can go a little bit later if you wish to, since I won't be working the next day. But yeah, I feel like I make the characters first, and then I build the necessities from the world depending on the character. And that's how the world gets shaped. For the characters to be on. And not the opposite. Not the world being built first and then the characters get dropped in. I do the opposite. Character first and then world around the character. Well, which I think is both valid ways to be creative. I don't think either of them is wrong. But it is just interesting to think about. I think this is also a good time to finally fix this part and make it in a different layer. Have a lot to talk about with your Blorbos. There are lots you haven't shared because you wanted to show. Unfortunately, you draw slow and your art motivation tanked recently. Yeah, I know the feeling. I was like that a few months ago, but recently I got the spark back. I feel like it was mostly because of my job. Like, I had a very bad schedule before, but after my vacation, and then I got the schedule change, and now I got the spark back. We're back, baby! You were working a ton? Yeah. Very long shifts, and also a lot of overtime. Which I got what I wanted out of it, I would say. I basically rebuilt my finances. My savings are in a good spot again. Which, I was unemployed for like 2 years, so I basically had nothing on my bank account. So, I was working hard to make sure that if anything happened, even if I was like fired today, I would be fine for a while because I basically didn't spend much on my on fun, I guess would be the way to say. I saved a lot of money, and now that the savings are there in case I need it. So now that I finished with that objective, I can start working on fun again, which I was talking about it at the start of the stream. I think I want to get a new microphone and new headphones, because I haven't been very happy with my audio quality. I think I sound a little bit too echoey, but I think that it's also the problem with my room. My room is very empty, so which means it echoes a lot. Echo, echo, echo. I don't know. That's a conversation for later, I guess. For when I actually am going to buy things. Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, I think this is fine. We have reached satisfaction. Yeah. I'm really where's the Xenoblade guy saying I'm really feeling it? Ryan, you're a lifesaver. Oh my god, I need to play that right now. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Xenoblade, you're a lifesaver. Wait, shut up. I need you to look at this. Let's pause the music. Oh, thank you for petting Chalky. Listen to this.
Ryan, you're a lifesaver.
What? You're a lifesaver? Oh yeah!
Ryan, you're a lifesaver.
What? You're a lifesaver? Oh yeah!
Ryan, you're a lifesaver.
What? You're a lifesaver? Oh yeah!
Oh yeah! It turns into a lifesaver. Which for the gamers that don't know, it's like a hard candy basically. I'm still so sad about Xenoblade. I was really enjoying the story, but I think that I did not vibe with the gameplay at all, so I could not finish. You love lifesavers? They're good. Very yummers. You're what? You're a lifesaver. Oh yeah. I think there was another meme that was very similar to this, but I don't remember. What it was called. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm just looking at things that I'm not supposed to be looking at right now. Let's keep drawing the thing. A bunch of memes just got beamed into my brain. But you know, now it is not time for that. Now it is time for art. In which I just looked at the time. It's actually dinner time right now, but I want to at least finish Juniper. I've been going at it for far too long. A problem that I have with her poncho as well is the lines. I never know exactly how I want to do them. Because since the clothes are fold in funny ways. Like, I feel like if I do it like this, it doesn't really make so much sense, you know? Or maybe it does. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should just do things how I suppose they should look, and then trust in the process. it also requires me to draw very straight lines, which I cannot. As me not being a straight person, it's very hard to do that. I guess straight lines is not the correct term. It is what? Pendicular? Perindicular? Whatever. It looks not good, actually. I was about to say it looks good, and then I zoomed out. Oh no, actually it doesn't. I don't think that's how it's supposed to look like. I think it kind of needs to come out from the corner like this. Like, these red lines are the bane of my existence. And every time I have to do them, I was like, why did I add this to her design? I could have a better life without it. What if I... trying to play it around a little bit. Because I think these look good and correct, but as soon as the outfit folds, it stops making sense in my brain. Maybe I could just do it like this. Like, who cares, right? Also, usually I would make a fold here for the arm, but I completely forgot about it. Maybe I should do it right now. Like, it doesn't need to look fancy. You just gotta look like this. And then I put this one a little bit like this to simulate it like it's folding, you know, but it's actually not. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Now, you know, as I explained earlier, my drawing process is very modular. I just do whatever I'm feeling at the moment, and if it looks right, then I have done it. I am God for the day. It's a little bit blasphemous, isn't it? That's okay. Also, since she has an arm that she doesn't get to move a lot. Ah! My head! That didn't fall in my head. That fell on Germa. Can't believe you've done this to Germa, Norma. Also, hello, Norma. Hope you're having a good day today. I think it would just be like this. I don't think you would see much of her right arm. It will be under the poncho. And since her arm has limited movement, she doesn't need to be doing much with it. It can just be dangling there. She jur on my ma till I rat? No. Try again. As you can see, we're doing a little bit of doodling. But I kind of want to go have dinner. So I don't know if I'm going to finish Juniper or not. I also should probably change this fold to follow the arm a little bit better. What is this? Why does it keep changing spots when I... Oh, I know what that is. I know why is it doing that. Don't worry about funny vector things that happens sometimes. See, but this is why I hate doing fabric. Would it look like this? Maybe? And then now I need to fix this part. But it's gonna be all messed up. So I should probably so I should probably just delete it. Not me minimizing the whole window and flashbanging you. You know, we have fun here in the channel sometimes. That's too big. Oh, I know why it's too big. I need to make the brush smaller. That's still too big. Does that make more sense? I think it does. Maybe I need to... Oh. The high-pitched song after the piano made me jump. I think I need to redraw this arm to actually make it more sense instead of being this weird blob. Or maybe you can just leave it like this. You can visualize an arm there, I would say. I do need to fix this part though. And now I can draw the other part of the poncho, the one that sticks from behind. Feel like it. Should probably just draw one line. Oh, would you look at that? It makes sense. Kinda, I think. Music? Oh, there we go. I was afraid it died. I think I did, and I feel like the longer poncho at the end of the day may not have been the best decision. But I think now is a little bit too late to go back. It will be staying like this. It's funny that the sad song starts after I say that. It is not exactly a sad song. You know what? I'm hungry right now. I feel like what I should do is go and have my dinner and then go back to this. And I'll figure out what to do when I'm not hungry. Let's see who's around that we can raid. It has been 3 hours after all, which means it's my time. Let's go raid Budos. She's currently playing Road to Empress, which is basically a Chinese FMV that it is very high quality. I've seen other people playing it before and it looks very interesting. Slash raid Budos Budos. And as always, oh, I disappeared from the screen for a second. I appreciate everybody that came here today. Oh, I didn't press the raid button. Let's go. There we go. I appreciate everybody that came here today, all the chatters that kept me company, all the lurkers listening to me being a silly little guy. And if you're watching this VOD right now, either here on Twitch over by the YouTube VOD channel, you're pretty cool. As for the plans for next stream, I think the next time I'm gonna be streaming is gonna be on Tuesday. I think I'll either play the demo for Monster Hunter Stories 3, or we're gonna make a comeback through Suikoden 5. Or maybe even some art if I feel like. Tuesday! I love saying Tuesday. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing anything on Wednesday, but I have a little special thing on Thursday with a special little fella. Maybe they're in chat right now. And on Friday, Lou and I are gonna start with Tales of Vesperia. That's gonna be our new long Friday game. Anyways, you guys have a good one, gamers. I'm gonna go have some dinner, and then later probably finish this. Bye bye.